Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to this lecture on word sense disambiguation. So in this lecture we are going to discuss what are word senses, what are the problems associated with determining word senses, and how do we disambiguate the words. We'll discuss in detail. So word sense disambiguation is one of the important process of natural language processing, which aims to determine different meanings of a word based on the context. So there are ambiguous words. That means the word a word can take multiple meaning depending upon the context. So it is necessary to determine uh, the proper meaning of a word based on the context. So there are still researchers um, going on in this direction because one of the problems with this word sense is that determining word senses may be complex because different dictionary or thesaurus synthesizers have their uh, own word senses which are distinct senses. That means the words are divided into distinct senses which may differ from dictionary to dictionary or for example uh, the wordnet Princeton wordnet is created for English and other languages which is manually curated, and it has different syntents or clustering or contextual word senses of different terms, whereas BabelNet has a multilingual uh, dictionary. It has been created by semi-automated approach. So it is necessary to build a specific dictionary sometimes when researchers focus on a particular domain. So researchers create a specific lexicon uh, for a dictionary, and but most of this it has been proved that broad senses uh, which are having more general category or having um, good performance than the specific one. So we'll discuss in detail about this. For example, the word bank may refer to financial institution if you are having context like context word like withdraw money or account or deposit money. So if you have words like that, contextual words like that, then this can be classified as referring to financial institution. Whereas if the word is referring to something else, river or water body, something like that, then the river bank may referring to this kind of aspects. So we sat on the bank of the river. This sentence is classified into the word sense river bank, not as a financial institution. Similarly, the word bat is referring to a flying mammal. The sentence a bat flew across the night sky refers to that particular word sense. In this particular sense, bat refers to flying mammal. In the next sentence, bat refers to sports equipment, basketball bat, baseball bat. So in this example, bank or bat has different meanings depending upon the context. So the word sense is determined based on surrounding words or phrases, or maybe using some specific lexicons. So in order to identify the relationship between words, we focus on different grammatical categories. For example, synonym words with similar meanings. For example, car and automobile refers to a motor vehicle, and antonym. For example, the words hot and cold are synonyms. Antonyms. So they are having different opposite meanings. Uh, so these words are represented at different ends of the temperature spectrum. And hyponym and hypernym are also used for identifying relationship between word senses. Hyponym refers to more specific instance or specific meaning of words, Hypernym refers to a more general category. For example, the word dog is a hyponym for animal. It is a specific type of animal, but animal is a more general category of dog object. So metronym is referring to a particular part of uh, word. For example, wheel is a particular part of object of car. Similarly, engine is a particular part of a car. So it refers to a particular part of member of a whole thing. Now troponym is another uh, relation through which you can determine words that describe manner of doing something. For example, joggy is a troponym of running. It means a specific type of running. So identifying the meaning and understanding additional meanings of words improve the accuracy of information retrieval, question answering, similarity search, natural language processing. So the main challenge is dealing with words which are having multiple senses, because these words are depending on the uh, surrounding words and phrases. So we have an approach called knowledge-based approach, which aims to utilize external resources or dictionary or thesaurus or lexical database like a wordnet to identify and disambiguate word senses. For example, in wordnet, the word bank may be disambiguated by checking whether it appears around terms like withdraw, money, account, or deposit, something like that, or it refers to river, shore, water body, something like that. So we have an algorithm called LESK algorithm. It compares the overlap between the context of a word and the definition of its senses in a lexical database. So the sense with the most overlapping words are chosen for analysis. So for example, we have the sentence, he walked to the bank to fish. So this refers to the river bank, not the financial institution, because the words around the uh, word bank or walked and fish, these are referring to riverside, not the bank side. So now we have another method called supervised method. In this method we use label data set. So we create a decision tree model or KNN, KNS neighbor algorithm, or SVM support or a machine to train label data to identify the correct sense of a word based on the context. So the context features may be surrounding words or syntactic structure. So for example, when we consider the word bat, so it is labeled as a flying mammal or sports equipment depending upon the features around it. So it tries to disambiguate the words. So this model that we create, supervised machine learning model, tries to disambiguate the words meaning in new context as well. So when new context is given, it determines what's the correct sense of the word. So we have feature-based approach and deep learning approach. In feature-based approach, we focus on parts of speech tag, surrounding words or syntactic features. We use these features to train classify model to predict the correct sense of the word. Whereas in deep learning approach, we use algorithm like LSTM, long short-term memory, or BERT model, bidirectional encoder representation transform model for word sense disambiguation. So these deep learning models automatically learn contextual features from large corpus, which are having large amounts, which are having large amounts of label data. So in unsupervised method, we have unlabeled data. So these methods try to discover the correct situations by understanding the contextual features from a particular group, or it determines similar groups based on which it identifies the correct meaning of a word. So it may be generating distributional similarity measurements or similarity metrics within a specific group. If the word bank appears near terms like with money, with the dragon, then it belongs to a cluster called a financial institution. Whereas if it appears near the words like river, shore, or fishing, something, then it refers to the river bank. So we have clustering methods which creates a cluster forming group of words. Each cluster corresponds to a particular type of sense. So we also have graph-based methods where words are represented, words and sense are represented as graphs. So in which words are usually represented on nodes and sense are represented as relation between words. So for example, the algorithm PageRank can be used to assign senses based on the structure of the graph and the relation. The next method is semi-superset method. In this method, we have both labeled data and unlabeled data. We start with a small labeled data set. We try to determine the correct label, correct word sense of words. But if the performance is not good, we make use of the label data to improve the performance of the model. So, semi-superset method determines word bat as the prime number as sports equipment. Then it makes use of clustering technique like A-mains or partition based method, agglomerative clustering method to utilize unlabeled corpora to improve the performance of the clustering. We have several applications of word sense disambiguation. So in machine learning translation, it ensures that the words are correctly translated. In information retrieval, it ensures that documents are containing the correct sense of a word. So it improves the retrieval accuracy of the retrieval. And question answering, it interprets. It is used to interpret ambiguous queries and provide relevant answers based on the context. For example, if the question "What is the bank?" is typed on the chatbot search box, so it searches for relevant answers based on the words around this word bank. So since uh, this may be having the words within a financial institution related to a financial institution or a river bank, so the words may be disambiguated accordingly to provide the correct answer. So in text classification and sentiment analysis also we use word sense disambiguation technique to classify the text correctly by understanding the meaning of the word. Similarly, in sentiment analysis, it is used to understand the sentiments as happy or unhappy or anxiety, depression, something depending upon the context of words. So in this lecture, you have understood how to apply word sense disambiguation, how to design and develop a system to understand different meanings of a word and what are the challenges in it. You have understood how to uh, make the system interpret the meaning of a word, what are the types of relations, what are the ways to interpret word senses, and you also understood applications of it in natural language processing, for example, machine retrieval, the similarity search, or machine translation, how this technique works in disambiguation is used. So we have understood all these things, and also the purpose of wordnet and other external repositories methods like knowledge based method, and then uh, we also have supervised method, semi-supervised method, and supervised methods to implement this word sense disambiguation. So you understood all these things in this lecture. Thank you so much.